Boom. All right, we're here. We're both wearing fuzzy sweaters because it is colder than we want it. We're in both of our respective places.
Quite a difference in temperature, though.
Quite a difference in temperature. My mom was talking about, oh, it's gonna get cool, and I'm enjoying this weather because she's from freaking Virginia. And my dad and I are both like, no, make it go away, make it stop. we don't support this. So.
Meanwhile, it's like literally 2 degrees here.
That's why I haven't moved up north.
It's like the one thing that could possibly get me to leave.
Yeah. Hi, Jessica.
Hello.
Hello, friend. Jessica, if I remember correctly, is part of the Avengers reading challenge that we're doing.
Ooh, fun.
Yes.
If I read more, I would actually do that. But
well, I mean, with the rate you read, you might be able to get the original Avengers by the end of the year.
The thing is I would like get it all done in like the matter of like 2 or 3 weeks and then just not do anything else.
That's funny. Yeah, we have done ourselves the favor, honestly. It was for us as much as it was for the people participating of making it so the group books can cover multiple prompts.
Nice. That's a good choice.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm a big fan of group books covering all prompts. That was going to be too hard for what we're doing. Mm-hmm. But like, you'll notice that is a theme in the readathons I do. I'm like, here, let's combine. Yes, Jessica's working on their reading planner.
Ooh,
nice.
Fun.
I haven't even touched my bullet journal since November.
I got an actual planner because I can't be bothered to set up bullet journals anymore.
Yeah.
I have one, but
I'm going to set mine up this weekend, I think. I just kind of took January has not been a good month for me mentally, so I just kind of took a break. But it's here. Oops, I'm dropping things. It's right here. It's still in its nice, shiny wrapping.
Opening those up for the first time is always the best part.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Now that you've mentioned it, I'm like, do I want to open this? I really like this color, too. My first 4 were all the same shade of purple. And now I'm like, I should branch out and do different things. But yes. Impromptu unboxing. Yay. I almost had Brianna on here, but she had puppies. Well, she didn't have puppies.
There are puppies around.
There are puppies involved. Mm-hmm. I was trying to get them on the stream for us, but we will have to wait for another day. Anyways, there we go. It's so pretty and clean and fresh. And I cannot wait to make it look like this poor bastard.
Oh, yeah. They always wind up chunky.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, because one of the things that I do is because I like this little kind of tabby format. So I cut these so each day gets its own page. Yeah. And that way I can do a little bit of journaling. I can do some stickers. I'm into the Expanse again right now. So I have a feeling that Galaxy theme is what's going to be February, March, and April.
This is actually my current year one, which is already a little chunky. But
yeah, no, I tried something with this one because I was trying to balance out the fact that I'm missing all of these pages. And so it's making things it's making that. So I tried putting like little foam tape in so that it would make up for that. It was too much. So it's fine. But I definitely got myself like a system that I like.
That's good.
So that's nice.
I'm kind of just using this to track stuff in it, but not like any sort of review or anything.
Yeah.
More than me checking it like maybe once a month.
Mm-hmm. I just like being able to kind of like, I like the scrapbooky aspect of what I'm doing now. Mm-hmm. And that makes me happy as a person. Maybe I'll do flowers this month and I'll do space theme in March, April, May, which I think is what I did last year.
I have like a space theme for January. It's really nice.
Yeah. I have some, not Da Vinci. I have some Van Gogh washi tape and stickers that I need to use at some point. So Anyways, Jessica uses Happy Planner. I use, speaking of Happy Planner, oh man, can I get this from behind my mic? Oh my God. So I don't do a lot of doodling because I just can't be bothered. I do a lot of like watercolor and stuff. And then I have all of these.
I have so many of those. I like quite literally.
Like I have, you can tell the Galaxy is my favorite because I have these two. And then I have two more somewhere because I got them. They were on sale. I was like, I want to use this theme again. So I got more.
I've been using this kind of Theater of the Stars one that I really like.
Ooh, it's purple.
It's like kind of astrology based and like masquerade.
Yeah.
And then this is like a gardening one, which I just really like for all of like the pictures of the flowers.
That's so cool. This one I got, it was supposed to be used in my reading diary. I have not touched my reading diary since January of last year. So I'm supposed to have a separate journal that's just for reading. I'm glad I did not spend a lot of money on it because have I used it? No. Anyways. Jessica says they have more Happy Planner stuff than an entire craft store. Well, my friend. Yeah.
I know that feel.
I have a planner for my YouTube. I have my regular planner and then I have my book journal. If I am operating at full capacity, I am not, and I have not been. All right, Max is here. Yes, get ready to be scared out of your wits, Max, because that's what happens in these shows. Max says that they thought your hair was cut for a hot minute.
I did. I only got bangs though. I cut it a little bit, but
I cut mine. I'll show you the shame. I cut mine, but the way they cut it, I'm used to having it longer in the front and shorter in the back, and I forgot to tell them that until I was like on my way home. So now I have this big chunk of face framing layers. I'm like, that's not face framing layers. Sorry, this is not what I wanted. And then all of this in the back, I'm like, oh my God, I look like a beetle. Like, and I mean like one of the singers, the Beatles, not the animal.
I used to get my hair cut very, very short for a long time, and everyone would always be like, "You look like the Beatles," and I'm like, "Please stop saying that."
It's because of the glasses and the dark hair.
I mean, there's that too.
So, anyways, I'm like, okay, we're going back to the inverted bob, and right, if it's scrunched and curly, it's not that bad. But my hair, because it's wavy, doesn't hold that wave without a lot of product in it. So while we are discussing things, what are we reading?
Today I'm reading The Ghost of the Bridgewater Triangle, which is where I live, and it's a bunch of stories about like hauntings and stuff here because it is the most haunted space in New England. And it's like home to a lot of Native American myths and stuff like that. So I like kind of learning some of the history and some of the weird things that go on here.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So Max thinks my haircut is cute. I appreciate that, Max. You would think I was cute though if I put a paper bag over my head because you're just that kind of supportive person. No, thank you, Max. I like it when it's up and it's in a ponytail. I'm going to miss being able to put everything up in a ponytail like this, but like, I'm just like, I miss my inverted bob and being able to make it curly. So anyways, what am I reading? That's a good question. I'm reading Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I was supposed to have finished this and the other two books by the end of the month so that I could participate. I'd like not participate, but I'm supposed to be participating in the Grishaverse read along that they're doing. Like every month we're doing one series. I just didn't start this until way late. You have makeup breakup, Jessica. Can I come stay at your house? You have fashion supplies. You have Lily Manon. I love her. She is amazing. She's one of my favorite authors. So anyways, and also so yeah, I'm taking notes to see if Mal or Retsev is really as bad as everyone says he is, because I don't remember him being like terrible. I remember him being mediocre, but not terrible. So
I will say though that the cover of that book is beautiful.
Is it not? I know. It's
I
much
saw
prettier.
the shiny and I was like,
it's much prettier than the stupid version that has the Netflix sticker printed on the hardcover.
I hate when they print it on. That's like the worst part.
I'm like, fuck you, Netflix.
Like, if it's a sticker, I'm annoyed, but at least I can take it off.
Yeah, a sticker, okay, so I don't mind stickers. I know how to deal with them, but when you've printed it, you've ruined the entire cover.
I'm okay with stickers if they're like the full gloss ones, because those actually come off. The paper ones, the ones that have like a matte finish to them,
yeah,
those tend to be the ones that peel or like leave like the residue behind that you can't get off.
So I'm gonna tell you, have you ever hit it with a hairdryer?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Never mind.
But sometimes, like, what I'm saying is like those are the ones that are more likely to leave like the discoloration on the actual book itself.
Yeah.
So, but I know too much about craft supplies.
Oh, so Kari, or I'm sorry, I don't know if it is Kari or Carrie, is reading Siege and Storm. Yeah, that's next on my. Actually, no, I have to read Winter Keep next. So
I probably should actually finish Gemina.
What? Merritt, how many live shows have you been on and not finished Gemina?
I read really slow, okay? Also, it's probably been like 6. I've been reading it for like 3 months.
I am going to be going to my used bookstores and looking around, and possibly my. Okay, so I was right with Carrie. Great. I don't like getting people's name wrong. Anyways, I'm going to be going around and seeing. I might try thrift books. I don't know. Like, I love the original covers, but I know that those are impossible to get and very expensive. Because I actually prefer those. But I kind of get it with this.
It's very pretty.
But this just came out last year, so I'm assuming that this version of Siege and Storm is not coming out until next or later this year, and Ruin and Rising, obviously. So, but I'll have all of the editions that match the nice Six of Crows and Cricket Kingdom ones, because I'm gonna have those as well, because I love that series so much. I do. Anyways, so shall we get some reading done?
I suppose.
Yes.
I don't really know what that is, but yeah, sure.
Well, obviously, because it's been taking you 3 years to finish Gemina.
Not that long. There's only like 3 years between when I read Illuminae and when I finally picked up Gemina. It's fine.
It's fine. I haven't finished Obsidio, but I also don't know that I'm ever going to read any other J. Kristoff books at this point. From what I understand, I'm just like, oh, you shady, sir. So I'm just like, no. I've not read these. I don't need to. If my friends who are from those backgrounds are saying, hey, this is not cool, and he's reacting the way he's reacting or ignoring it, I'm like, nah, I don't own them. No reason.
Yeah. If I didn't already own them, I wouldn't bother with it. It's kind of where I'm at. So,
well, it's sad because he does write good books, but like terrible or not terrible people, sketchy people can write amazing things. Terrible people can write amazing things. So. Mm-hmm.
Same thing goes for other forms of media too, like especially TV. So.
Yep. TV is so tough too, because there are so many people involved that it's like you don't want to stop just for one person.
Right, because there's like they affected so many people, and if you don't do it, it's like that really falls back on like the actors more than anything.
Yeah. Well, so when Ricky Whittle quit the 100, he quit the 100 because of racial bullying, supposedly. I believe him, but that's what he said. We haven't like heard all of the stuff the showrunner Jason Rothenberg did, but like we've heard some of it, and some of it is very like passive aggressive, dumb white dude. Like just like having another black, like there was another light-skinned black guy on the show and having him wear a hat, because how are they supposed to tell the difference between Ricky Whittle and this other actor, despite the fact that they have 2 very different body types and face shapes? Like you could not mistake them for one another. But he was very vocal about, hey, still watch the show. A lot of my friends are still in it. The cast and crew still need these jobs. Like, keep the show going. Like, just despite the fact that it has a terrible showrunner. Of course, then that came back to bite us in the ass when season 7 happened.
Your grudge with this show is just so funny. Like, I haven't seen it, so I know nothing, but, like, I know everyone freaked out about that, but it's just, like, you specifically, it's just so funny to me.
Imagine that you have been for 6 seasons, you've invested 6 years of your life, 4 years in my case, of your life into this show that's really, really, really good. It's really, really, really bad at places. It's got its problems, but, like, the characters, the plot, they always manage to deliver. And then they delivered the most boring, nonsensical season you have ever watched. Like, you don't even recognize it as the same show anymore. Shut up, Mackenzie.
I'm like trying to think of a show that has like a similar analog to this, but I'm like,
like, so it's like, it's almost like it's not quite as bad as How I Met Your Mother, because How I Met Your Mother, I feel like it wasn't quite as bad as that, because How I Met Your Mother, even though like they changed the show and they didn't match it to what it was going to end up being, still was the same show from what I understand.
Because How I Met Your Mother was weird because they had 2 different endings lined up. Like they had like 4 different scenes with the kids lined up.
Oh, okay.
Did whatever because they needed to get it done before they grew up. So that's just weird. But The Mentalist and the 4400 kind of did that.
Yeah.
More shows that I don't know.
Yeah. One of the other things that I noticed, and I think this is more a Hollywood problem than specifically the 100, but it was also kind of a little bit anti-Indigenous when it came to how the Grounders were portrayed. Because there was a lot of stuff that I'm like, you're taking a lot of stuff from like Native American and Indigenous iconography and stereotyping to make these people like, they're kind of like trying to paint them as that the noble savage almost. And I'm just like, we can have people who are more brutal without making it like there's some sort of primitive culture, which is a stereotype in and of itself, because like, if you do the research, most of the Native American, or a lot of the Native American tribes were much more advanced than Europe was when it came to like social politics, and it was a step backward. Cleanliness.
It's always just we don't understand it, so we're just gonna cloak it as being.
We have to be better than them, so we're just going to pretend and ignore all of the actual history. So. Oh, man. I'm lucky enough to follow like a medieval literature or a medieval professor, medieval history professor that likes to like, he's like, so I don't just do medieval Europe. I go into what like, cause he's in Iowa. And so he teaches medieval Iowa. It's like, cause there's stuff there that we can talk about. It's not just, oh, only Europe had civilization. I can't remember whether he is indigenous himself or not. I just know that he's like, hi. Don't just look at Europe when you're talking about like medieval culture.
Right.
Anyways, let's actually do the reading now that I have talked your ear off.
Oh, it's fine.
And ranted about the 100. Okay, so we're going in 3, 2, 1. Mute your mic. And we're back. Let me get this reset, maybe.
My mouse always likes to shut itself off if I don't use it for too long, so trying to unmute my mic there was a struggle.
That's funny. All right, let's see. I can do, there we go. That's what I can do. I know how to work StreamYard. It's so weird going from doing live shows like 2 to 3 times, like once or twice a week. And then suddenly it's like, oh, I'm only doing them every other week. Okay.
I haven't even posted a video in 2 weeks.
That's funny. I should have posted I should have posted a video Wednesday, and technically I did. But it was only 52 seconds because it was for our thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have not posted a real video in almost a week.
The thing is I have 2.5 videos recorded. And I had them recorded when I posted my 100K on TikTok video. I just have yet to edit them.
Yeah.
Because they're my 2020 wrap-ups. Just
yeah.
Never put them together.
Yeah, I need to film I was supposed to do my TBR for February on Sunday because it's the 31st, but I decided that I was going to wait till next Wednesday because I'm just like, there's too much work involved for me to, because I wouldn't have been able to film it until tomorrow, and then I'm having to film that. Sorry. Xander's in the chat.
I saw. That's my brand.
Into not talking about not posting videos. You mean my brand?
See, actually, I say that's my brand too, but my brand is actually just not reading.
That's also, like, you can have more than one thing as part of your brand.
Yeah, but like I'll actually post videos about other things because like I just haven't read. So I'm just like, I'll just talk about a movie that I watched 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. Get this. My mother sat down and watched The Umbrella Academy. I'm surprised she actually finished it.
It's so good.
It is, but it also is very much, from what I understand, not something that's my mom's thing.
Fair. They're starting filming on season 3 right
now.
Yeah. I'm going nuts. They named the cube. His name is Christopher.
You named the cube?
So, did you watch season 2?
I haven't watched any of it.
Okay, well, literally the last scene, there's like a group of people, and one of them is a floating cube. Just like, no one knows what it is. It's just a cube floating. And he's a character. He has a sibling, and his name is Christopher.
Of course it is.
He is in the comics, actually.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay.
But
That's
again,
funny.
for only like one scene, so.
Oh, man. Anyways, yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. I haven't watched a lot of, I don't tend to watch a lot of TV. Like, I'll sit down and I will watch a show in like a week, and then I don't watch any shows at all, except for whichever one is my main show at the time.
See, you say you watch them in like a week, and I'm like, I watch it in a day. I watched all of Bridgerton 2 days ago. I
watched all of Bridgerton in like 2 evenings.
Yeah, I started it at like 5 p.m. and I finished it at 2 a.m.
I don't get to do that. I have to actually be a human being in an office.
Oh, I mean,
where people can see me.
I had a lot of Zoom call meetings that next morning, and there's a reason I fell asleep at 5:30 yesterday.
Oh man, that's funny. It's funny. I liked it. I think that a lot of people who are talking about like some of the criticisms and some of the things that like it's done is like they're definitely right, but I do like it. It was a good show.
I need to look into some of those because like everyone was talking about it for a long time, but I hadn't seen it, so I just kind of like didn't look at it.
That's so funny. So this cube, Xander is reading 1,000 Ships, which is an Iliad retelling. Yeah, that's very on brand for you, my friend.
I hear ships, and I think the other kind of ships.
Yeah.
There's like 1,000 ships. What is this, a fanfic?
That's so funny. Well, one of the things, I think the most valid criticism that I've seen, like, there's definitely some criticism about the fact that, like, yes, there is racial diversity in the cast to some extent, but most of it is light-skinned, and you can still kind of see a difference between how they how they do light-skinned actors versus dark-skinned actors, or maybe I'm thinking of The Expanse. Anyways, and then like somebody was talking about, there are still a lot of like racial stereotypes, like the unwed mother is a Black woman, and it's like, seriously. And then there was somebody else that was talking about the fact that you cannot do a show about Regency power or Regency wealth and not go into the fact that like the Regency's wealth was built on the back of the slave trade. Like that's why they were wealthy.
I think they kind of like set it up for a season 2, so maybe they'll go into it then. Who knows?
Possibly.
We'll everything is fanfic. Okay, Max, I was literally thinking when I was saying that, I was like, what is this, fanfic? And then I was like, if it's a retelling, in a way it is fanfic. So.
There is nothing new under the sun.
It's Iliad fanfic.
Yes. I'm sure this is fanfic of something. It's very classic, like the hero's journey. I am appreciating this so much more this time around than I did the first time, because I remember reading it the first time and feeling like the writing was very, very simplistic and like juvenile. And I'm sitting there going, well, I mean, it's not Six of Crows writing, but why did I feel that way?
Sometimes you just get in a mood, So
I was just like, I think it might have been like, I probably had been reading a lot of third person, like really heavy fantasy. And then this is first person. So it's not necessarily like bad writing. It's just different. And sometimes my brain doesn't like first person as much and feels like it's, maybe a little inferior, even though I don't like it. Okay, Jessica. Technically, it's not borderline. Things happened that he did not consent to. So like, it was one of those things where I was like, she is absolutely 100% right in being mad, but this is not how you react to that you don't take that wrong and do another one.
Yeah.
So
they had relationship issues that they really needed to work through.
They did. And I wish we'd taken a little bit long. I wish we'd taken that last episode and done like 2 episodes, I feel.
It was just so, like, I was not expecting the show to continue past, like, I would say, how many episodes were there?
There were 8.
8, so, like, what was it, 5? Or I think it was, like, episode 5 was, like, the episode that I was like, I think this is supposed to be the last episode. And then I was like, oh, wait, nope, there's more. What is happening?
No, because the book, I think the events are changed a little bit from what I understand. But from what I understand in the book, that's pretty, like, that's the story of the book.
Right.
Like, the whole arc of the book. I just felt like the last 5-10 minutes of the show were very rushed. And I was like, first off, we needed more than a little bit of a conversation there. Like,
yeah, that was a very interesting, like, time jump too.
Yeah, and the reconciliation, I was like, okay, I'm glad they're reconciling, but I feel like they're not actually saying, like, we're reconciling and talking about other things, and we actually need to be talking about something different. So, you are right, Max. All religious paintings are fan art. And that includes the picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi that someone's grandma has on her mantle because he looks like what she thinks Jesus is. Are you okay, Merritt?
I'm sorry, that was too good. I think I just lost my bookmark. Okay, no, I didn't.
Oops. I'm sorry.
No, we're good.
Okay.
I just wasn't expecting that.
Grandma's deciding that Obi-Wan Kenobi looks like Jesus is the funniest thing to me because, like, it's Ewan McGregor, so okay, but also so not what Jesus would have looked like.
I mean, our depictions of Jesus currently aren't what Jesus would have looked like.
Look like either. No.
So,
So, anyways, there. Okay, so that's funny. That brings that to, because like fan art and fanfic quite often end up whitewashed in the first place. So that's very fitting. Anyways, and like to some extent, I kind of maybe understand it a little bit, because a lot of the Renaissance painters were painting people that were famous that lived in that time. Like,
right.
They were painting people that looked like them. It's just like, we know better now.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Like, we are, yeah, historical accuracy is a thing. Anyways, yeah, I will never be harder on any religion than I am on my own.
I am technically a confirmed Catholic, so I'm very hard on it myself.
Yeah. I feel like there's issues with organized religion, but I know the ones out of my own the best. So.
Fair.
Like I can see similarities in things that happen in other religions and stuff, but like can't really comment on them because that's not my religion, and I haven't sat down at, like, I'm not a religion scholar or anything fancy.
Right. It's not like you're like fully studying them or anything.
Yeah. Like I follow a rabbi that she is very, very good at breaking down Christianity and how it's not Judaism. And she's like, these are very different things, and I'm like, oh. Although there are some parts of I was like, maybe if the Christians hadn't gotten away from that part, the whole collective, like there seems to be a much better understanding of the collective. And part of that I know is evangelicalism having come in and done all this stuff. But like, just like much better understanding of the collective, and it's not about yourself, it's about everyone as a whole. I was like, maybe we should have, if we had held on to that, we might be in a better place right now.
Who knows?
So
I just saw the comment about being pagan and an ordained minister. That's awesome. I'm like so into just random pagan, neo-pagan, Celtic, and like esoteric stuff. So I love learning about all that. So when I see people who like cross over, it's so cool.
All right, so we've got a pagan and ordained minister, and we have an agnostic Jew. We need one more, and they can walk into a bar.
Oh man. Yeah, it's the setup to like
every bad joke.
Every bad joke ever.
I love
the shrug emoji.
Anyways, okay, we're gonna go again in 2 minutes, so that way at least if anything like wonky goes, I remember now why I like to go on 5s and 10s, and that way if anything wonky happens with the timer like it did earlier, I can fix it without having to be like, wait guys, stop, we have to restart. Hold on, I screwed up. So
that's fair.
It makes life easier, because I was like, oh, I had this on 1.5 times speed for when I was watching last night. Because I can't watch YouTube videos on 1 time speed. They just I'm like, you're talking so slow. My brain starts going other places.
I guess I just really watch people who are very energetic. Like Hank Green does not talk slow.
Oh my god, I remember watching their videos and being like, how the heck can you talk this fast?
Oh, I love it. That's my friend's talk. So
yeah. Well, that's how I talk. So like I have people who are like, I can't watch you on 2 times speed. You're too fast, Margaret. I'm like, oh, well, that works out for me.
Helps your watch time.
Yes, it does. So, anyways, yeah, I remember I thought what they were saying was fast, and now I watch them on 2 times speed and can understand them. So just like, oh, okay. So either they've slowed down or I've just, leveled up. All right, we are going to go again in 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, y'all. All right, I'm back. Let me hold on before this does things I don't want it to do. Which apparently it doesn't want to do what I want it to do either. Technology. Okay. I think we've got enough time for one more, but let's chat. How is the reading going? Chime in the chat. Let me know how many you've read so far.
I mean, that time around, I only read like 14 pages, but of course, it's the most dramatic.
Oh, I remember Gemina. Gemina was, oh god.
The thing is, though, it's like the plot armor is so real, especially because they literally told you at the beginning of the book that one of them survives. So I'm just like, I don't even feel like.
Anyway. Wait until you get to the thing.
I'm in the train car scene after the explosions. I don't want to say more than that.
I don't remember that. I remember the train car, but it
involves the journal.
Just wait. Oh my god. Like the last 100 pages just absolutely knocked me out. Like obviously I was like, oh yes, I love the romance of this. But anyways, so I was at page 56 and now I'm on page 96. So that's 40 pages.
Nice. I started at 449. I'm at 496 currently.
Nice. All right. Mitchell has gotten through a page and a half, a chapter and a half of Red, White, and Royal Blue. Awesome. Fave book, he says. And then let's see. Xander has gotten to page 56 of the book that they're reading. So that's cool. Okay, yes. Writing counts, Max. Writing counts, and I'm actually very glad that you are actually working on your blog. No shade.
That's awesome.
And then Anne Marie's Adventures has 90 pages left, and then they've completed all props for Hulk, which means they have gotten more mission logs completed than I have. Oh, wait, I missed Jessica. Jessica read 50 pages so far of Other Life. Interesting. Wait, that's the, I had it. That's the sequel to Otherworld, right? Or the final book in the trilogy. How is that going? Because I remember being thoroughly unimpressed by book 2 and just being like, I'm done. I can't read this anymore. Like, I thought book 1 was good. It was, decent enough for me to read book 2, but I don't think I have any desire to finish the series. So I'd like to hear from someone who has.
I hate getting like invested that far into a series and then being like, but I don't want to finish it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a 3-book series, so I'm only 2 books in, and I'm just like, whatever. Like, I liked the first book. It was pretty decent.
That's super far into, like, if it's only a 3-book series, it's like, well, there's only one left.
It is, but like, it's not like the entirety of Throne of Glass, which I still haven't stopped being mad about.
Man.
Like, I'm like, when I get like
those books all blur together for me. I could not tell you which one's which.
See, I've read them far enough apart.
A marathon through all of them.
So I feel like I would probably be that way with the ACOTAR series, except I hate Tamlin so much that I very much remember the first book. I very much remember the second book and then have no memory of the third book. Okay. So Jessica says that book 3 is better than 2, but not as good as 1. Nice. All right, and then Carrie is 40 pages in so far.
Nice.
And I like Carrie's kitties.
Ooh. I wish I had a pet right about now.
Me too. Oh my gosh. I don't have time for one right now because I'm, actually now would be a good time for me to get a pet if I could convince my parents to help care for it again. But I'm at work all the time. So that is going
home. So it would have been great for me to have a pet right about now.
Yeah. So their names are Goose and Noodle.
Those are some great names.
Like, hold on, wait. Goose as in Goose from Captain Marvel? I gotta ask, since we just watched that movie last weekend.
Oh my goodness. See, I think Goose and I think like the bird.
Yeah, I don't know why they named Goose Goose, but it works for the cat. So both Xander and Max have no desire to read a Sarah J. Maas book. I read ACOTAR because it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Good taste, Carrie. Good taste. It is. Goose is named after Goose. That makes no sense. Anyways, I read it because it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I'm a sucker for Beauty and the Beast retellings. And then I got to the end of it, and I was like, what was the point of that? I know this isn't who she ends up with. You wasted my time for an entire book. It was worth it for Akamath. I do think that's the better of her series. Because like Third of Glass is all right, but she definitely made an effort to be a little more inclusive and conscious in ACOTAR. Not, a huge, amazing ever, but like she's like, oh, people of color do exist. So anyways, sorry, that's my tangent. I'm still mad that she was like did what she did in the second book.
It's okay. It's just you always talk about books that I'm like, I haven't read them, so I'm just gonna like
I'm gonna not. Let's just say
like every conversation with anyone on BookTube, because I'm just like, I only read things that are like 10 years old and no one here has even heard of.
Throne of Glass is 10 years old almost at this point, so
Oh God.
Not the newest couple, but like the first two, they're old. So
oh boy.
Xander's plants are named after characters from an obscure British TV show.
Love that.
Ah, yes. Dinah Laurel Lance. I was so mad. Like, don't get me wrong. Felicity Smoke was a good character and I liked her. But I am a Denali shipper to the end of my days. And I'm real mad that they didn't do Dinah justice in that show. I was just like, what? That's not even the same character. It's not. Laurel? Who the heck is a Laurel? So, anyways. I stopped watching Arrow about 6 episodes in and never finished because I realized that Dinah and Oliver were not going to be a thing.
I couldn't even get through the first episode, so
I watched The Flash. The Flash was all right.
Did I watch The Flash? I didn't watch The Flash either.
Yeah. They're really campy, but they're like, they're comic book shows. So I'm just like,
I love comic book shows. I just couldn't get into those ones for some reason.
So the story behind Arrow is it's Batman, but not Batman, because they wanted to do, after Smallville's success, they wanted to do Batman. But I think because of the movies or something, like, for some reason, Warner Brothers was being cagey about letting people do Batman. Like, even in Gotham, they couldn't use the word Batman. They couldn't say the Joker. Like, they couldn't do any of that, despite everything else that they had. I know. Like, they're freaking using Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle, but they couldn't say Batman. Like, we never actually see Batman on that show.
Gotcha. I just realized it is a CW show, which explains why I was like, no, I'm not watching this.
I have sworn off CW shows, despite what people are telling me about Nancy Drew. But yeah, so Arrow, they wanted to do Batman, and they couldn't do Batman. So they just were like, well, let's just take Oliver Queen, because he's another DC billionaire, and we'll just make him dark like Batman. And like, you lose half of Ollie's personality doing that. Mm-hmm. So I say, being the absolute authority on DC Comics.
I'm like scrolling through CW shows right now, being like, wow, look at all of these shows that they just like ruined halfway through.
I know, right?
Like, so many of these like started pretty good and then ended really bad, or are still going and got so far away from the plot. The first one on here that I liked all the way through has been Gilmore Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And we all
Smallville
know
was good.
how old that is.
Smallville was good. They did a good
didn't
job
watch
with
it.
Smallville. I haven't watched past season 3 of Flash, so I don't know. I haven't watched any new seasons, so I know Laurel was just absolutely treated like crap. I haven't watched any recent seasons, so the only stuff I know about Iris is how like the actress is treated like shit by the fans for just like existing and being black. So,
Oh, they have the new Charmed thing. I thought that was a Netflix original.
nope.
Huh. That explains that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jane the Virgin was all right, despite the actress being very anti-black. Anyways, yeah, that was a pretty decent show. It kind of felt like I don't know. There's some criticisms that can be said about it, but it was decent for what they had, and I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I've seen so many shows that they've just botched or they've had bad rep on, and I'm just like, maybe we're done with the CW. Maybe Smallville was the peak.
Most of the CW shows, I think I watched like maybe an episode. Most of them I couldn't get through an episode. The like exceptions to that have been Charmed, the remake, Gilmore Girls because I fucking love it, and Riverdale, which despite how bad it has gotten, I will not stop watching for some reason.
Mm-mm.
Like I know it's terrible, but I keep watching
Teen Wolf right now, and I'm like, oh my god, this is such a CW show.
It really is. It really is.
Like, I don't mind. So, like, it's one of those things that is like campy and CW in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird how they've gotten so dark, because the ones that I remember from CW are like really, really bright and happy, like Gilmore Girls, Smallville, Buffy, even like despite everything.
Yeah, the new Charmed has a very Buffy feel to it, where it's like Monster of the Week, and it's still like about family and not about like the monsters.
It's funny. I like Monster of the Week shows because that gives like you're able to have those overarching, like it's a good format. It's a decent format, even if it does get like repetitive. That's why I was never mad at Once Upon a Time for like, this is the villain of the week. I was like, they have a formula. It works. They use it for their characters and their plot.
Monsters of the Weeks are really fun, but you can tell like
when they start running out of ideas.
Well, it's not even that. It's like when you see the budgets are really being strained because they have to come up with like new like makeup and costumes and everything every single episode.
And that is tough.
So like the quality just like drops.
Yeah. My favorite is when you can see shows like for example, Rain, which I mean was never completely accurate, but like the first season was definitely like not even close to being historically accurate. And then you get into seasons 2, 3, and like 2. I never watched past 2, but I've seen stuff from 3 and 4, and it's like, oh, they're trying for some historical accuracy at this point. And I'm just like, y'all should have kept with the campy prom theme, guys. Just like, if that's what you're gonna start with and have to go with, just go for it.
Lean into it. Like really lean into that.
Make it a choice, my friends. Like, you can justify so many things by being like, you know what? This is what we have, so we're gonna make it a choice.
Something totally fell over in my room and I don't know where.
Oh, now your room is haunted because you're reading about haunted books. All right.
Oh, no, my room actually is haunted. My whole house is, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Okay, good, because we're about to go on another sprint and I don't think we have time for that.
Okay.
We'll do one more sprint and then we'll wrap up. We'll go a little over time. It's fine. I don't have plans. It's Friday night. We're in a pandemic. I don't have a date. No, you're my date, Merritt. I'll just do friend dates for the rest of my life.
I mean, hey, they're great, and you know you're not going to be as disappointed by some random boy you found off Tinder.
Oh, I would never go to boy off Tinder. All they want is sex. I mean, all of them want is sex, but like at least on other apps, they have to pretend like they want to date you.
Doesn't have the same amount. They have all the same amount of fish pictures, though.
I am not dating someone with a fish picture.
Same, but
sorry.
You know what? They all have it.
Oh, apparently Teen Wolf is MTV, not CW. I would not have known.
Oh my god, that's right.
I could have sworn that because I have broadcast. I could have sworn CW is where we would have seen it on. Because I remember seeing commercials for it.
I think there was a
Anyways,
point in time where it was streaming on a different channel.
well, because CW gets a lot of those kinds of shows from cable networks. So
Gotcha.
MTV might have made it, but that might have been where 44 might have been what it aired on for broadcast. Anyways, let's do this. Let's read some more. I'm gonna get past 100 pages. Let's go. And we're back. Yay. All right. So how have we done tonight?
That's a good question. Let me do math real quick.
Okay. So I got to page 120. So while you're doing math, so that means I've gotten, I did almost doubled my page count, which is great because I need to have this finished by tonight. If I'm going to finish the other books that I'm going to have at least one board done by the weekend. That's what is going to happen. I cannot be failing at my own reading challenge.
I always fail my reading challenges.
Like, I would. This is funny.
Like, if I ever win, like, my own reading challenge or anything that I'm a part of, something's wrong. But I made it to page 530, which means I read 81 pages.
Good for you. I read 66, I think. So.
I mean, I am reading Gemina because I was like, you know what? I should probably read that.
Yes.
So some of the pages aren't really
much to read at all.
And others are just like, here's a block of things that you don't understand about spaceships. And I'm like...
Yeah, I'd like to eventually maybe reread it someday and listen to the audiobook because I've heard that's really good to like read and listen at the same time, but like whatever. So how did everyone else do today? Okay, so Jessica finished an audiobook and what she was working on in her reading journal. And then I know there's other people. It says there are 8 people and only one of them is Merritt. Maybe.
One of them is me.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying since, for reasons that I cannot disclose right now, I need to at least be finished Cap's board. Number 1, because he's my favorite Avenger. But number 2, like if there's one board I finish this year, it needs to be that board. So, all right. So Max finished their blog and finished a part of their blog and is now playing games. Valid. I need to finish the group book for tomorrow's live show. So yeah, maybe I should go play games. And then Carrie has 163. That's not Carrie. Carrie has 163 pages and will be done with one of the mission logs tonight. Or will be done with one of the mission logs. And then for those of you that don't know, when I say mission logs, I'm running an I'm co-hosting an Avengers themed reading challenge. So we have to complete mission logs to add the characters to our teams and then get their superpower and then use that to complete other mission logs. So it's actually, once you get the ball rolling, it's going to be pretty easy to complete the rest of them. Anyways, so R is halfway through the Briseis and Chryseis chapter, and it was fucking lit, so I'm excited for more. I recognize those names, and I know I should know what they mean, but my mind is drawing a blank, and the only name I recognize is, like, Achilles. So...
That's me with, like, everything.
Oh,
I'm
and
like,
Penelope.
I know I'm smart and I know stuff, but then the second you try to have a conversation with me, I'm like, huh? What are you talking about?
That's me at work every day, all day, every day. So, no, actually, so Penelope and Odysseus, if I were to have a ship from that, the Iliad, it would be them. Despite the fact that, like, if you actually read the myth, I think he pretty much slept with every woman that he could. But yes, I knew she was connected to Achilles somehow. Sorry. The priestess of Apollo who crossed the plank. Of course she did. Anyways, Briseis equals Achilles' concubine, because I think he ended up getting her as a spoil of war or something, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But I remember watching videos from a show that was done a while ago that had Briseis and Achilles. Anyways, we're going to move on from that. So,
like I said, my mind is empty.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a live show I have to do tomorrow, and they're assigning, like, what we're going to do, and I'm just like... I didn't take notes. I have like 2 things I know I want to talk about. And they are one movie and the other movie.
Oh, man.
No, I'm kidding. They actually, like, I have some things that I want to talk about, like, that are involved with comic book movies, and then some stuff that I've noticed, like, if you we're talking about Captain America and Captain Marvel, so they're actually a really interesting contrast. Mm-hmm. So, just the way that they deal with certain themes, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, wow, that is actually...
Yeah, if you think about... Yeah, I'll tell you, I don't want to spoil it for the people who are actually Avengers people, but, like, if you think about, like, certain themes that are in those movies. Jessica.
Like the big gap between like when those movies came out too. It's like very interesting.
So here's the thing, Jessica. I was the first of the hosts to start Legend Born. I have been reading it since like January 2nd and loving it. And then I got to a point where I realized the book was going to end. And I also hit a podcast phase. So those 2 things on top of one another mean that I've been meaning to read it for like a week and a half and finish it. Because I've been like an hour and a half, like, because I listen to it 2 times or 1.8 times speed. So I'm like 2 hours away from the end of the book right now. I had not picked it up until today because I was like, oh, well, I have to finish this now. There is no choice. I can't put it off. So... I was going to be done this early and read so many other books. And I wasn't. So when we're done, I have a whole bunch of cleaning that needs to happen. And I will be listening to the audiobook while I do that. So we just had a whole bunch of stuff. And the guy that I liked, I'm now not sure I like, although he is not irredeemable yet. And the guy that I didn't like, I'm starting to be like, maybe? And that's weird. Like, usually I latch on to the ship that I think is going to be the end game ship. And then that's where we go. And that's not how it works. So, like, yeah. Anyways. I can't figure out who the main character really wants. That's the key there, because you got to figure out who the main character really wants.
Mm-hmm. See, I couldn't care less about whether or not something is endgame or not, because like the last time that I actually latched on to any kind of ship was me screaming about the Diviners. Because like, just let it happen already for like 3 books.
Is it the ship I think it is?
It took 3 books.
So was one of them very well? I mean, were both of them very sarcastic?
Yes.
That is one of my favorite sex scenes in all of YA. Partly because of the Ghost Bubby's comment. And also partly because it's just such a good scene because she changes her mind halfway through and he's like, okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, oh, sweetheart, marry him. Do you know how hard it is to find a boy like that?
Well, I mean, especially considering like what had happened, like what, 20 pages prior.
Oh God. Yeah, and I think there were like there was more like 50 or 60, but like there was a good chunk of time for her. But yeah. Anyways, I need it to be endgame. I need it to be something that I'm going to want to go and like enjoy all of the little moments in the book as we go. And I can't like I'm just not meant to be a non-canon shipper. So.
I don't usually like ship. Like I think is what it is. Like I don't care enough.
No, Jessica, you do not. You do not. I know that is what many of my friends are aiming for. I'm always aiming for the relationship that is what the main character wants, but like that is most like what I want. And I am a very jealous person and don't like sharing.
I'm just sick of love triangles.
Yeah. Like, I understand.
So, like, a throuple would just, like...
Yeah, I understand what the appeal of that. That's just something that personally does not appeal to me just because I would not be someone who would be good at being in an open or polyamorous relationship just because of how I am as a person. I'm the only one that's allowed to be important in your life. You understand this, right? I don't even like sharing friends.
Oh gosh.
No, I'm better about that than I used to be. But like between my self-esteem and my jealousy, it wouldn't be a good combination. Anyways, so I respect the people who are able to do that though, because it takes more than I got. I feel like it's like that takes more emotional maturity than I have.
And a lot of communication.
Yes.
That's a big one.
I'm also not very good at communication all the time.
A lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah. Well, I think we come from like decades and decades and like generations of not being good at communication between the sexes because of the way power structures happen with gender.
I mean, there's that, but I feel like just like as a whole, especially in the US, because like so many people were like, no, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Just anything in general. So.
Anyways. Which part, Max? You're gonna have to be more specific.
Especially because there's a delay on us getting these messages.
I know. Which part? Like, you don't have to censor that, Max. It's fine. I don't mind. It's anyways, which part? If you're talking about the jealousy, I want to say that it stems from the Capricorn side that needs rules and like boundaries and parameters and like checklists.
That just reminded me that I have 5 Scorpio placements. No wonder everyone thinks I'm a bitch.
I have 4 Capricorn placements. No. Like, this is how screwed I am. I am Capricorn Sun, Aries Moon, Capricorn Rising. It's twice, just in the main 3.
I have a Scorpio Sun, Gemini Moon, Cancer Rising. Everything else is Scorpio except for my Saturn, which is Pisces.
No, that's funny. I don't think you're a bitch.
About me, and I will cry at the drop of a hat.
See, I'm the one that's like, okay, we only have 5 minutes to cry, so let's just go for it. Like we can cry now, and then we're done.
I pretend that I don't cry until it happens, and then I act like it's like I've never felt emotions before, and it's over.
See, I've been at that point for the last like 2 or 3 weeks where like, you know, when like usually I'm pretty good at keeping things together. But like maybe that's the Aries. I don't know. I don't know that much about the Aries part, but it doesn't sound like a Capricorn thing. Well, I don't know. I feel like this not wanting to share does sound like a Capricorn thing. It sounds like something a Capricorn would do. But anyways, I don't remember.
Like not wanting to share friends thing though seems more Aries because it's like I want to be like the center of this.
Yes, okay. It's not that I don't want to. I'm not okay with sharing friends. I'm like I want to be the most important of your friends.
That's Aries. That is Aries.
Okay. So like, I just want to be one person's person. And they can be my person. And I'm pretty sure that's going to end up being whoever I end up married to. So anyways, it's fine. But yeah, I don't cry very often, but then when I do cry, I'm crying. And these last 3 weeks have just been like emotionally, I've been like butter scraped over too much bread, as Bilbo says.
Wait, what?
Yes. I've cried like 3 times at work in the last week. Now, part of that is because we had a terrible customer. We don't have to serve them anymore. It's great. Like, it's sad because they needed the help, but like, you have to be willing and able, and they are not at the moment. They need more than we can give them.
Gotcha.
And also not to be a danger to us.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, anyways, enough about my personal life and my terrible placements where I'm 4 times a Capricorn, because like how was I supposed to survive that? But thank you guys for watching. Do you have anything you want to plug, Merritt?
I forgot how to do this.
Well, we've talked about how you don't have any videos that you have like 6 that you need to edit. So
so I was gonna say, actually, I'm currently doing a giveaway that ends on Saturday. So if you want to win some like lighting kit stuff, so like a ring light and stand and everything, go watch my most recent video and leave a comment on it. I'm over at Merritt Worthy here and everywhere else on the internet. So
also they are linked down below. So like easy peasy.
And it's super easy because it's the last video I posted that the giveaway's on because I don't post enough.
That's fine.
So I got back on TikTok recently, but I'm currently shadow banned, so that's a fun time.
Oh no, what did you do? Why did they do that?
It's if you like, they shadow ban things for like the stupidest reasons. Like it's not an official thing, but I deleted a crap load of old stuff that I was like, I just don't like this content. So when I started posting again, they were like, we don't want to share your content because like you're deleting things that have views. So like it's not going to help us. So now I just need to post way more.
Way more.
The algorithm realizes that I'm not going to do that again.
Like you're active.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. If you are here because of the Avengers reading challenge, obviously I'm going to plug tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bree Bear McKay's channel. I don't have them linked down below because they are not in this live show. But if you go to the Avengers video I posted in December, it'll have a link to there. But you're also probably following us on Twitter, Instagram, and on the Discord, which I now know how to do a proper Discord. I'm so excited. We've been leveling people up. We're going to be talking about how you get to clearance level 4 in the live show. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you that, but I'm going to because I'm in charge of it. So anyways, so much of this is on the honor system. I'm just like, we need to find some ways that like don't require emojis. That like people like I would like to find a way that people can just like post their thing and they don't have to go looking for a specific post and it'll level them up in the Discord. Supposedly there are ways you can do that. I don't know them, so we're going with what I know. I have clearance levels
on there.
What?
Do you have a bot set up on there?
I do have a bot set up on there.
Is it Me6?
It is not Me6. It is YAG-PDB.
I have to look into that one.
Yeah, I need to look into Carl because I've seen some people use Carl, and I think Carl has some more features than what YAG-PDB has. So I may switch to Carl for the future, but like, yeah, I'm learning how to actually run Discord server and stuff like that. And I think everyone is at clearance level 3 at the moment. So like some of the clearance levels are like specifically reserved for people that we would assign so that when we kind of start doing mods and stuff, we can assign them. And those are things that we want to pick the people that do it. But so I'm like, there's a certain level that like you can just level up and have fun. Right. So anyways, we'll see. We'll see. I have to figure out how to level people up for like at least 4 or 5 more levels. We'll see. I'm running out of ideas, guys. No, I'm just kidding. There's plenty of ways to interact. So yeah, that's it. We're going to be talking about Captain America, Captain Marvel, and Legendborn, and how poorly all of us hosts are doing at actually finishing mission logs. Because I think Brianna might be the only one that, well, Christine is Christine, so Christine has probably finished some of them. Anyways. All right. I'm going to try not to strangle myself. I'm going to try not to strangle myself with my headphones. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I don't remember how I outro my videos because this is the wrong camera. So that is it for now, my friends. I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye.